This is not an attempt to ban TikTok. It's an attempt to make TikTok better. Tic-tac-toe, a winner.
Can we please explode these old people? So, this is it. This is the absolute death of TikTok. It's finally been looming. It's been looming for a while, though. I'm pretty sure this is probably the 6th video I've made that's like, this is the death of TikTok. TikTok is Jover. Because we've constantly been going back and forth for the past few years on if they're gonna ban it or not. Because, I mean, it's a problematic application. It ends up in challenges where people end up, like, chroming themselves like it's goddamn Mad Max. I don't know if you're aware of that. There was recently an 11-year-old boy who actually died due to inhaling toxic fumes because he tried to do a TikTok trend where you chrome. Not like the future in SpongeBob, like spraying paint in your mouth. It's literally a thing from Mad Max. Look at this. It's a scene where they spray themselves with paint in their mouths and then they die. That is literally the meaning behind that. And so, like, of course it happened. Of course people were trying to do that on TikTok. But then again, weird trends happen in every app. Ever. I mean, like, Minecraft YouTubers have a little trend going on right now if you've seen any popular drama channels recently. But of course, I'm joking around too much. Let's get to the actual nitty-gritty of everything. Okay, you know what? I'm tired of making that joke, and I'm sorry I did. Also, sorry about, like, the gigantic unmatched power of the sun going on that side of the basement right now. That's actually the actual unmatched power of the sun. It's a grow light for a plant. So I'm essentially simulating an actual neutron star in my basement. But regardless, what's been going on with TikTok? What's going to happen? And where's it going to go from here? So House recently passed a bill that could lead, it says could lead to the ban of TikTok, but CNN, you're kind of blowing it out of the water here, because what's essentially going to be happening is they don't like that TikTok is owned by ByteDance. ByteDance is a Chinese company, and I don't know if you're aware of this, if you've been caught up with the lore of the United States of America, but they don't like China. They're not a big fan. And so they're essentially being like, hey, TikTok, my boys in blue, red, and black, can you not be owned by China, please? Can you let someone else buy your application? Essentially, the point of this law is they want someone else to buy TikTok, so it's no longer China-owned, because the United States wants the right to ban apps that are owned by foreign adversaries. Now, that is a problematic thing to give to the power of the United States, because the ability to just ban an app when they immediately consider it a foreign adversary means that literally any time they have an application that they think might be an enemy of the state, even accidentally, that app's going the way of Flappy Bird. I know you're like, Evan, it only passed Congress. There's a bunch of different, like, layers to the House, because that's how American law works. We have those checks and balances, so it's not like so it's not like a monarchy or something. But don't act so swiftly. Biden's already said he'll ban it. Biden's already outwardly said, oh yeah, no, if that appears on my desk, if I wake up and on my desk there is a thing that says ban TikTok please, because it has to be in all bold. I don't know if he can read it otherwise. He'd say yes. And while I do think that TikTok is awful to a certain extent, like I think that people who like TikTok, you can like TikTok, and I like it on occasion. I'll check on it, but I don't love the app. Then again, I'm just weird. My personal opinion, I'm going to inject it in real quick. I just don't like short form content. And that might just be because I myself don't make short-form content, but I kind of like the authenticity of sitting in front of a camera and having to actually make something that requires you to pay attention to it for a little bit. However, I will say that doesn't mean that TikTok is bad. It just means that that's not content that I wish to consume. I don't think that it needs to be banned because of that. But of course, where are things going to be going from here? Because, of course, the law isn't just ban TikTok, it's ban China-owned applications. So, of course, the next best step is TikTok's going to have to be bought out by a different company. Now, my personal theory, and the theory that I believe the most, is two different possibilities. One, Google's going to try and buy it, because you know for a fact YouTube hates having to compete with TikTok, so maybe Google will buy it, because Google is very rich, and owning TikTok will make them very richer, and also they wouldn't have to compete with TikTok anymore, so YouTube Shorts would stop getting shoved down our throats all the time. But the other possibility is some other company that has, like, ties with China is going to buy it, and then it's just going to be the same thing over again. Because I've been seeing different companies come out of the woodwork recently to try and buy TikTok themselves. We have some troubling ones, like Rumble. Rumble wanted to come forward, which I don't know if you're aware of what Rumble is, because not many people are the app's somewhat irrelevant, but it's essentially just edgy YouTube. If you go on there, it's essentially where most Andrew Tate stands or like Ben Shapiro show exists. It's just mostly content like that. It's strictly political. It's very rarely stuff that's like just chill, funny, haha stuff. But you think TikTok being owned by edgy YouTube could be bad? But, well, allow me to raise you something that could be much worse. Kevin O'Leary. Kevin O'Leary has come out of the woodwork after being a host of Shark Tank for so many years with the intent to buy TikTok and own it to his Mr. Wonderful empire. And that's fine, right? I mean, it's going from TikTok billionaires in China to TikTok billionaires in America. Whatever. I mean, that's just like dimes and nickels to me. But the thing is, he doesn't just want to own TikTok. He wants to own TikTok, and he has said this openly. Turn it into a massive AI training app. He wants to use the entirety of TikTok's social media site as a way to train an AI. Have you used TikTok before? That AI would kill humanity. Like, we talked recently about how there was some AI, the Microsoft AI, who had like a god complex and was saying that humanity needs to be its slaves and puppets. Give Kevin O'Leary TikTok. That's a good idea. We'll definitely have a TikTok AI that's going to take over humanity in at least 3 years. Give or take it. I just opened an article to try and look into other people that might buy TikTok, and I was flashbanged by...
Be running out for the
Oh, no, say it again. That was an awful joke. Say it again.
TikTok on the clock, and time could be...
Okay. Baby, turn the music up. Tonight is the night we gonna see the sunlight. You know what? I'm not quoting any more music. We're gonna continue onwards. TikTok. On the and there's also been people speaking out against this. One of the big ones being TikTok themselves. Like, no, please, no, stop, wait, stop it, it's a wrap, no. And they're just saying things like, this is a ban for TikTok. This is an attack on TikTok. This isn't trying to protect your American rights, which that actually, it's gone now, but it got community noted. And it was like, no, this is actually just a ban on China-controlled apps, which was just self-reporting that TikTok is directly controlled by China. But the thing is, even Donald Trump is against banning the big old TikTok. Mr. Drumpf, I'm agreeing with Donald? Are you kidding me? I saw a post recently of a quote of his that says, there's a lot of young kids on TikTok who go crazy without it. The thing I don't like is that without TikTok, you can make Facebook bigger, and I consider Facebook to be an enemy of the people. You love to see it. You know, the one thing that unites politics, left and right, Democrat and Republican, is the hatred towards Mark Zuckerberg and Facebook, it seems. But at the same time, like, this bill is being put in place to protect us, to protect our data, and make sure it's not being directly taken by China. But, I mean, if not from TikTok, everywhere else, I mean, Google has admitted to selling it to every country, including China. Facebook sells it to every country, including China. Like, I don't know. I mean, if you don't want your data to be taken to this point, be a recluse. Live in a cabin in the middle of the woods. There isn't really any other alternative that's going to keep your data safe because it's already out there. At this point, my personal philosophy is, I don't give a shit if China's taking my data. I have stuff saved on Google. If you're going to take my data to China, at least, like, sub to me on YouTube first. I need to see a Xi Jinping subscription soon. Become a member. But regardless, it looks like this is going to be the end for the Clock app in the way that we know it, at least. I'm not going to be surprised if someone buys it out because there are so many gigantically massive rich companies in America that want to be massiver and want to be richer. So purchasing TikTok would make sense within that boundary. I honestly think it's going to be someone like Google because they're already selling our data to China, so it's just going to be the same thing happening again, and they'd at the same time be squashing some beef between them and YouTube. Who knows, though? I don't know where it's going to go from here. I know that TikTok also just has beef with literally every social media company. Like, if you try to make a video on TikTok and you say the word Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, anything really, your video gets less views. It gets recommended less because they can sense that you say those words, like they're a goddamn Jedi or something. Honestly, at the end of it all, it's going to be the same lizards with a different skin suit. I'm going to hop out of here for now. I just wanted to yap about it for a second. This was actually the least well-formatted video I've ever made, so let me know if you liked it. I actually just sat down and yapped instead of trying to formulate what I'm going to say beforehand. Since I've been following this entire situation for so long that I just kind of know about it, I don't need to, like, follow a certain format. So I hope you enjoyed. I hope it wasn't all over the place. I'm going to hit the road for now, though. Subscribe if you're new, and also hit the like button if you like TikTok, and also hit the like button if you don't like TikTok. This is a trick. I should expect every single like for every single view on the video. If not, one of you is going to be hit by an orbital strike. I cannot promise who. Thank you for being here, though. I'll see you whenever I post next, and stay safe. And as always, adios, arrivederci, goodbye, good night, and also good night TikTok, it seems. Bye-bye.